Alright, here we go with the next Yu. This is episode 53. And call me crazy. It's probably her color. Doesn't she look like a Simpsons character there? She doesn't have the overbite, that's the only problem. But otherwise, the color, the eyes, the hair, she definitely looks like the Simpsons character in that particular shot. See, this is what I was talking about. Depending on the angle, it drastically changes how you look. That's why animation is different than regular artwork. So, I don't know. It's probably just me. That's why you come here. See, here's the thing. I'll probably talk about this in my podcast too. I don't think people come to me for things they agree with. Like you don't need me to agree with you. You don't need me to think what you're thinking. You don't need me to say what you've said. You don't need me to have the opinion you have. Cut out the middleman. Just have your opinion, right? Like you need me or anybody else you watch a reaction to come up with something you haven't thought of. That's the whole point, right? Like you're trying to expand your experience. You're not just trying to have a repeat, a Xerox copy. If we always agree about everything, that's probably going to be a pretty boring experience. You come to reaction channels because you want something different than what's inside your own head. You can think your own thoughts yourself. You can think your shit. Say that was a super sad scene last episode where he kills her. Well, I have a different perspective because I see it as just that they're getting rid of the mentor. And I had the question, why here instead of in the arena? Maybe you never thought of why here instead of the arena. So that gives you something different than your experience watching this. So like when I watch Severance reactions, I watch a shit ton of Severance. That's my favorite show to watch right now. People just aren't doing Lost reactions anymore. There's quite a few Buffy reactions out there, Breaking Bad reactions. Those are my favorites. Breaking Bad, Buffy, Severance, right? Wish people are doing Stargate SG-1, but they don't. Anyway, when I watch Severance reactions, I want them to say something I haven't thought of, or I could do that myself. I can just watch it myself and have my thoughts. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. You come to me to think that she looks like The Simpsons, which I promise you've never thought of. So you got one thing out of this today that you had never thought of however many times you watched this episode. I gave you something different. I didn't say it was valuable. I didn't say it was good. I said it was different. That was definitely different. 3, 2, 1. I'll tell you, every one of these is loud as hell. By the way, I guess you get a wish granted if you win the tournament. Can he wish her back to life? Probably not. Because we saw last time he got a wish granted when he won the tournament. I will never forgive you. Yep, that was a pretty painful experience. Yeah, we remember all this. Screw this test. That's just great. I didn't have dying on my day planner for today. So, you know. 3 minutes, no new material. I'm going to keep track. Okay, that ain't so bad. That ain't so bad. 3 minutes, that ain't so bad. Just a little reminder of what, she gave him. Everybody's all sad and shit. The wish? Right. That feels like that's probably a scene from the manga because he's not sitting there talking to his minion. And it wasn't comedy. It was exposition, right? I'm not sure exactly where it froze up, so, this is new shit now. Well, it's old shit, but it's new for this episode. He's using his third eye to figure something out. Let me punch the same ground. I'll feel strong. Yeah, that's right. Now I feel like him. Actually, I wonder if he's like diagnosing something, like his strength. Oh, He's matching strength. See how strong he is compared to the other guy. I got you. Okay. Right. Okay. I thought he's punching the same crater. I don't know why I thought that. Yeah, he is a monster. So much for the bandages, by the way. Yeah. He's trying to figure something out. Everybody's in their own head. You know who's not being introspective today? The bully. Because he's not really a deep thinker. Yeah. Look, man, you're seeing ghosts. You're like Sam Darnold. You're seeing ghosts. Ooh. Manos hand of fate. In a bad way. That's not very nice. Image training. Interesting. Look, I'm trying to. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm preparing for tomorrow, you moron. Yeah. Yeah. He's out of the loop, I guess. Right. Great. You seem kind of messed up. No? Never seen you before in my life. I still don't know who the hell you are. Nope. Doesn't ring a bell. Oh, yeah, now I remember you. I knew they were going to show that side. Him getting wrecked. What the hell do you want? What the hell do you want? I'm going over to Hunter x Hunter. Screw this show. Yeah, you must. That music sounds like Twilight Zone. Am I crazy? Yeah. Okay. It's a hilt amateur. Wow, that was cold. Hey, man, that's exactly what he's looking for. That'll help his lightsaber. Ugh, what a punk. Yeah. So there could be side effects, huh? All right, man. Well, I'm sorry I was hostile towards you. Thank you. Yeah, I figured. Yeah. Damn. Look at him. He got smashed. You little bitch. Yeah. Well, I feel so sorry for your pride. What are you, a lion? Yep. Look, man. You're a small fry. Fair enough. I like this. That's another part of the hero's journey is collecting the weapons along the way. You make friends. I agree. What is she supposed to be doing right now? You would get your ass kicked. Yeah. Kick his ass. Yeah. Oral fixation ass. You're giving him the information you can use against him. Right, because he didn't have this context. We had it, but he didn't have it. We had this context, but he didn't have it. I didn't think about that. What's up? You're weird in this form. You know I prefer you this way than the baby. It just feels weird. Yeah, pretty much. You gotta be in command of your emotions, man. I say this person that handled his grief worse than anybody in the face of the earth. That's some good voiceover, man. It was getting to me a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, given the context I forgot, I recorded some thoughts about how to beat this son of a bitch at the end of it'll be at the end of the video. But I've already recorded that. So I said you're going to have to appeal to his emotions, Fonzie. Yeah. Quit counting my money. Stop counting my money. It's my money, not yours. Is it just the team owner who gets something? Or did the players get something? Yeah. No. That's it? Because it's hard to get there. Right. Right. Jesus. Right. Well, that is ambitious. That's ambitious. If you got the money. they're looking at him like he's crazy. Right. I see. Get me paid. You want to be next? Oh, shit. Now all of a sudden you care about morals? You're evil. He wouldn't tell you his plan unless he knows he's going to get rid of you. You three are dead as hell. How dare you question me, by the way? Yeah. Why are you coming to me? Get rid of them. Wait, are these demons on the other side? Oh, okay. I thought the demons were on his side. Yeah. Okay. I thought they were on his side. Okay. Got a little lost in the plot there. Yeah. Come on now. You had to know, man. None of you are good enough for this son of a bitch. He's the ultimate ace in the hole. Also, wipe your mouth better. That's disgusting. Wrecked. This son of a bitch thinks he's Moriarty. All he cares about is strength. I doubt it. With some vodka in it, of course. As we should. He's growing on me. I hate the motivation. I just want to get stronger, 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 stronger. It's just boring as hell. But he's got a little bit more to him than that. So, quit fantasizing. You need to get back to the real world, man. And you're crazy. Dumbass. You're not even Luke in the cave, man. You're like Shaggy doing the cave. Why are you up my ass today? I don't know if this actually happened. I think he's making it up. Too bad she didn't say that. You lying baby. Hey, that's not bad. He can still be a gymnastics champion. Them dudes be having big ass forearms. Bonehead. That's not very nice. You need a Spirit Gatling gun. 6 barrels, I think is what they have. Maybe 4, I'm not sure. So if you were to do it with your hand, I guess you do it like this, right? Snap, crackle, pop. Now, why she gotta be a dirty old hag? Wasted into the air. Too bad he didn't save that for tomorrow. Yeah. Poo Poo is very happy. Well, isn't that special? And by special, I mean wasting your powers. Yeah, because she's in heaven. All right, let's do it. Well, like I said, I have some thoughts about how we can beat this Fonzie, so I'll go ahead and hand off to that now. He's one tough son of a bitch. You're going to have to use some kind of so it started lagging when I tried to get into this conversation, so let's just have it here. I'll stick it at the end. I doubt the fight will start this episode anyway, so it's still relevant. How are we going to beat Fonzie? Okay, so I thought about this while Shorty was looking down at the crater where he punched it, and he goes to full strength, he's 100% strength, whatever, all that stuff, right? I don't think physical attacks are going to do it, right? Like, I don't think that there's any physical punch you can deliver that's going to be enough because this dude is just a unit, right? An absolute unit. So it's going to have to be something metaphysical, like maybe magic, maybe something else. It might have to be Red turning back into the fox form, who can deliver a magical punch. Probably going to be Yusuke because you killed Yusuke's mentor, and the whole reason you did that is so that now he has beef. He'll never forgive you. All that stuff. You had to. That's why this had to be before the fight. You can't have all this emotional wreckage during the rounds because each time somebody loses, there's another fight immediately. That's why nobody cares about anybody in these rounds, right? Like you have a team of 5. One of them dies. You don't see anybody else mourning. Nobody's sad. They just move on because they don't give a shit about their teammates. In our case, we care about our teammates. So if we have a teammate who's going to die, they can't die in the ring because we don't have time to deal with that emotionally. He's a sad boy all day, right? That's why they had the extra day before the round starts. So this had to happen before the fight started. Which means Yusuke has to be the one to finish him off. Not necessarily kill him, but defeat him. So either deliver a magical punch, which, it's just okay, well, now I'm powerful, so I can get you. That's kind of like paint by numbers. So, maybe, I really like him to be able to outsmart him. I don't know how you do that in this particular case. Maybe you can trick him, like say he's allergic to peanuts. You trick him into eating peanuts, Okay, that that's how you outsmart him. But like, there's nothing like that here that we know of. We don't know if he's allergic to anything, something that weaken him. So I don't know if you outsmart him, but maybe something metaphysical. Kind of, maybe you can make him sad. You can remind him that he cared about her. Like, I doubt it because he seems like a really cold person who's completely cut off whoever that person was that hung out with her 50 years ago. That nice guy is gone. But maybe Yusuke can somehow tap into that, which could rewind his powers. Maybe something like that. That's what I'm thinking. It has to be It probably has to be an emotional attack of all things. Now, as I say this out loud, I think I'm forming it. It's an emotional attack. Somehow make him rewind himself back to when he was with her, and make him feel bad for killing her, considering they used to care about each other back in the day. I don't think that's possible. I wouldn't try it if I was Yusuke. But Yusuke, what's his number one asset? Is empathy. Maybe he can use that. But would he be smart enough to use that when he wants to just kill this sumbitch? Because he wants to get revenge. Would you think about using empathy as a weapon when you're full of hate and revenge? Probably not. That's what I'm thinking. Like, it ain't gonna be raw power. It'd be boring if it's just, oh, my magic attack is stronger than you now because she gave me the orb, right? They earned it. Like, he sat there in a cave and was in pain, and then he slept for 2 days, whatever. They earned it. If that's how they do it, I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad writing. It's earned. That's all you want when you're a writer. You want to make sure that it's earned. It's earned. But I don't know, man. I don't know if I wouldn't feel like that's fulfilling, personally. But we got to see it. It's all in the execution. You can say things theoretically, but how do they execute it? That's what matters, right? So, all right. Well, I'm gonna get back into it.